It was a bit by accident actually. We were looking to possibly climb on top of the hill because we know there was a climbing centre, and we looked online for climbing centres in the local area, and we happened to stumble upon Red Spider. And we had a look at it on the map and think, it's only about 5 minutes away from us, and how come we never discovered this place? So we called up and we turned up, and we had a look around, and from there on in I knew this is it, start of a new journey. So end of my first session, got a pair of climbing shoes, bought a pair, and started the journey. And that was almost about 2.5 years ago. So time has flown in that time, and this place is still my second home. My other one about 5 minutes away, just down the road. Red Spider hold their competition once a month, and I'm not one of those people who likes to compete. I rather just patiently find a climb, enjoy it and climb it. And I've seen people climb on the Thursday. It gets a bit crowded and I feel a bit claustrophobic in some respects. But I think as I'm getting close to my 50th birthday next year, I was thinking, well, maybe I should mix up. Maybe I should try something different. And I want to improve my route reading skills and become a better climber. So maybe a little bit of pressure might help to improve and focus my on my climbing skills, particularly on technique. And so that's my reason for entering my first climbing competition at Blokfest. Went quite well. I think I did okay. I was quite happy with it. I think I could have climbed maybe a little bit better in some respects, but overall I'm quite satisfied with my first competition. I'm looking forward to possibly more in the near future. When you're having to queue up and there's people behind you, there is that, you do have the odd nerve or two, but once you're in a start position and you start climbing, you just focus on the hold in front of you and you get to the top. You don't think about the people behind you or whatever, so the nerves just disappear. So you do that a few times on a few warm-up climbs. You don't really think about everything else. It's just you and the wall, nothing else, until you get off or fall off. The lessons I learned from Harrow, certainly I've started to look at them and think, right, how can I improve upon my performance? And I know from climbing at Harrow, it was gaining experience, improving technique. So I've got some experience under my belt, and what I need to look at now is probably improving my technique on certain types of routes which I find more challenging, particularly slabby, bouncy type routes, those which are a little bit beyond my reach, where I probably have to commit myself by being a bit more dynamic or using a bit of momentum to counteract or to make up for the sort of lack of reach I have in some respects. So that's the things I'm going to be focusing on in the next event. Other than that, improving my route reading, maybe practice some more slabs here, some more difficult routes on the comp wall here, and hopefully that will put me in good stead for the next round. If you want to follow my journey as I progress on my climbing adventure, you can find me at the Fasted Climber at Instagram. So at the Fasted Climber, that's where you'll find me.